Hey guys, what's up? So the S22 series will be announced tomorrow in an unpacked event at 8:30 p.m. IST or 10 a.m. EST, but there's hardly anything left for Samsung to reveal at the event except the official pricing and availability information thanks to this massive leak of the press materials for Samsung's new flagship phones. So there's nothing that we don't know already, but this leak does confirm what we have been hearing from the past few months, starting with the S22 that will sport a 6.1-inch Full HD Plus dynamic AMOLED 2x display along with a 120Hz refresh rate, a triple camera setup at the rear with 12MP ultra wide, a new 50MP main camera, as well as a 10MP 3x telephoto that is most likely borrowed from the S22 Ultra. The main and the telephoto will get optical image stabilization as well, which should result in smoother videos and crisper images. The phone will run on the latest SoC from Qualcomm and Samsung, namely the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 and the Exynos 2200, which will be paired with 8GB of RAM along with 128 or 256GB of storage. The battery capacity has reduced from S21 at 3700 mAh, but the devices have come down in size from 6.2 inches to 6.1 inch display, so that is kind of expected. Talking about the S22 Plus, there isn't a major difference between the S22 and the S22 Plus, with the latter getting a bigger 6.6-inch Full HD Plus display along with a larger 4500 mAh battery. Other than that, it gets the same camera setup, the same SoCs and RAM and storage configurations. The only other difference is that it will get support for 45W charging compared to the 25W on the S22. The third and the most anticipated of the three devices, the S22 Ultra, will get a similar 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x display. The camera setup remains the same with a 12MP ultra wide, the 108MP main camera, 10MP 3x telephoto and another 10MP 10x telephoto. You do get OIS in all three cameras except the ultra wide, which does come with autofocus over the younger siblings. Compared to the 10MP front cameras on the S22 and S22 Plus, the S22 Ultra boasts a 40MP front camera. Now, although the camera hardware remains identical to the S21 Ultra, there will be new features and AI which is set to improve the overall camera performance of the S22 Ultra, such as the Detail Enhancer button, which we have talked about in the past. The phone is supposed to get improvements in low light as well, which can be judged from the unpacked trailer as well as this photo of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, which might very well be the first camera sample from the S22 Ultra, and it doesn't look bad, to be honest. It may also boast of better stabilization in video courtesy of wide shift OIS that we have discussed in the past that might be similar to sensor shift stabilization on the iPhones. Coming to the processor or the SoC, it will of course be either the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 or the Exynos 2200 depending upon where you live. Interestingly, we can only see a slide of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 being compared to this S21 series and not the Exynos 2200, but that may change tomorrow or not. We'll find out soon enough. This time the Snapdragon chip will be seen in more markets than before, including North America, China, Japan, Southeast Asia, Latin America and South Korea. The Exynos 2200 will be seen in Europe, Commonwealth of Independent States, Southwest Asia, the Middle East and Africa. It is confirmed that India will get Snapdragon variants of the phones finally, which should give Indians another reason to buy the S22 series because you don't know if they will go back to Exynos next year. The SoC is made to 8 or 12GB of RAM along with 128, 256 or 512GB of storage. The support for both millimeter wave and sub 6 GHz 5G bands. However, Wi-Fi 6E is only supported on the S22 Plus and Ultra models, so the base S22 misses out on Wi-Fi 6E speeds. However, you do get Wi-Fi 6 support. Now, the big change in the S22 Ultra this time around is the inclusion of the S Pen, which like the Note series can be slotted into the left of the device itself. It is updated and comes with 3x improvement in latency. Now, some people are concerned that the S Pen is taking up some space in the phone, which could have been utilized for a bigger battery, but I don't think that's the case. Samsung has made the S22 Ultra slightly wider and marginally shorter than the S21 Ultra, which doesn't change the in-hand feel all that much, while at the same time allow them to keep the display size and battery at the same capacity as last year. So you get a 5000 mAh cell on the Ultra similar to S21 Ultra. If we assume the S Pen wouldn't have been there, you could have had 100 mAh or so more, which I don't think would have made any difference in the real world. Apart from this, all the phones will come with a stronger aluminum frame, Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, IP68 water and dust resistance, and an X-axis linear motor for improved haptic feedback. Coming to the prices, initially it was reported that Samsung might price these devices similar to the S21 series. However, some reports said that there might be an increase in price, but we're back to square one and new reports point to the same prices as last year, with the S22 starting at $799, the S22 Plus at $999, while the Ultra may start at $1199 in the US. But there is a catch. This time the Ultra gets a base model with only 8GB of RAM like the other two phones in the series, which is less than the 12GB of RAM last year along with 128GB of storage. There will be other variants with 12GB of RAM and 256, 512GB of storage, but we can't confirm their prices as of now. Samsung might even launch a variant of the Ultra with a whopping 1TB of storage, which may be useful since the phone doesn't come with an SD card slot. We also have the prices for the Korean market, with the S22 might start at 999,900 Korean won, which is close to $833 US. The S22 Plus at 11,99,000 Korean won, or around $999 for the 128GB variants, while the Ultra may go for 1452,000 Korean won or $1210 for the 256GB variant, which is similar to the US pricing. Coming to the availability, and Samsung will announce all three phones tomorrow. However, only the Ultra may be available on the 25th of Feb, while the rest of the phones would be pushed back by a couple of weeks and start shipping on March 11th, which is a bummer. Samsung isn't keeping the S22 series a secret anymore, as they have posted promotional images of the S22 Ultra complete with the S Pen and S22 Plus on their Facebook page. A similar image is also seen inside an AT&T store in the US. They're already offering discounts in some countries for pre-reserving the phones, like $50 in-store credit in the US, 50 euros in the Netherlands, and a whopping 100 euros in Sweden, which is the highest discount seen in any country. So if you're certain that you want to buy the latest flagships from Samsung, you might want to take advantage of these discounts before they expire tomorrow. That's everything about the S22 series, and honestly there isn't a lot left for Samsung to surprise us with during tomorrow's event. However, we can still hope. Thanks a lot for watching. Do like the video and subscribe to the channel for more tech videos coming your way. I'll see you all in the next one. Till then, bye bye and stay safe.